So who should be the third?
I think I'd go with Germany. They deserve because they have been 3 times world champion. I'd go there.
Not only that, actually, I was going to say 6 months earlier I had a prediction. I put Spain over Germany. Sorry, Germany. Sorry, yeah, Spain over Germany. Now I am actually putting Germany over Spain.
I don't know about that. I would still put Spain over Germany, but it's very little. I mean, the margin of
Yeah,
margin. I
true.
think it's very very close teams we're talking about.
Yeah.
But let's go and take a look at German team.
Yeah. Let me just share.
But why, my question is why you're because you're living in Germany. That's why.
No, not really. They don't give me any text card or something.
Well, after this video goes out, I mean, please ask for it.
Yeah, true. But only if they win the World Cup, probably maybe.
That's your team.
Yeah,
Just please run down.
yeah. Are you seeing?
Yeah, yeah, I'm seeing it. The goalkeeper is obviously Manuel Neuer
Fifth.
of
Yeah,
Bayern Munich, Marc-Andre ter Stegen of Barcelona, and Kevin Trapp. Huge fan of Kevin Trapp. He's the third keeper there.
yeah. So am I.
Um, so yeah, very very talented. I think Germany is the only team they can actually give loan if there is possible to loan national team keepers. They can give loan to each and
There
every
are two,
country.
three others outside, like Bernd Leno, not even in the conversation.
Well, I was really, really impressed with Ortega of Manchester City. He's the backup keeper,
Oh
and
yeah,
I figured out he's a German too.
yeah, true.
So yeah, there's something about German keepers. Defenders, uh, Armel
Except
Bella.
for Trapp, I would say like or Trapp and yeah, Trapp and Leno actually like they all have like similar profile. Like they can pass from the back, almost all of them.
But please run through the defenders because
Defenders, yeah.
you watch more Bundesliga than me.
Yeah. Actually, there were. I was surprised to see the defensive side actually, especially because I thought Hummels was going to be there. So like one of those guy like Kerr or Ginter is going to be out. I am like really, how can I say, uh, pleased to see Ginter and Gunter. Recently, we covered
Yes,
Freiburg.
yes.
Like I made a technical analysis of Freiburg team, and I'm a huge fan of both of those players. So
Let's
that I
run
was,
down the names first, and then we
yeah,
can talk about it. Uh,
yeah. Armel Bella Kotschap for Southampton, Ginter from
Freiburg,
Freiburg, Christian Gunter from Freiburg as well, Thilo Kehrer from
West Ham.
West Ham, Lukas Klostermann from Leipzig, David Raum from Leipzig as well, Rudiger from Real Madrid, Nico Schlotterbeck from Dortmund, Sule from Dortmund as well,
Okay.
Julian Brandt from Dortmund. Although
Uh,
he's, oh yeah,
midfielder.
he's
We just
sorry,
came with a midfielder.
sorry,
But
sorry.
yeah, let's talk
Uh,
about the defensive line first.
Defensive line is sort of like compact, how many defender, like one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine defenders, like really compact, and
I
all
was
of
surprised as you said. Obviously no Hummels, but I expected.
sorry,
It's okay. That's okay. Take your time.
yeah,
You want water or something?
yeah, sorry, yeah, go ahead.
Okay. I was a little surprised. I thought Robin like the Guzans have a little bit of chance on that team. But then it makes sense that how you mentioned about Ginter and Gunter, both are there, and also not just that. I mean, Nicholas Sule was there.
Sorry.
I was a little surprised of Nicholas Sule being there.
I think one of those guys were going to be there, like Sule or Hummels. I thought like both of them are going. and they will probably cut back Schlotterbeck. But I'm really happy to see like Schlotterbeck, Kehrer, especially Kehrer. I was a huge fan because since he moved to um, Leeds United, then it did not work out because of injury and some other like issue. And Tottenham has a huge run we have mentioned in our other videos. It's one of the reasons is because of Kocha. Uh, he's only 20 years old, and especially including those players for um, uh, what's his name, the coach, Hansi Flick. He's sort of like building a team for the future, you know, if it makes sense.
Yep.
So sorry,
No worries. Take your
and
time. Yeah.
I think I got really excited about German team.
And you're giving a lot of reason for them not to go ahead much as well.
Well, I hope I would not crucified for that actually.
Well, if anyone is seeing this and after the World Cup is over, for German team's failure, Shudipta is not really responsible. He was just
Yeah, I have
excited.
seen, yeah, I have seen the worst actually in the last World Cup. But let's move on to the defense. Like what I'm saying, like the average age of the defenders. We have mentioned in our when we analyzed like after the uh, group round draw,
Hmm.
like German teams can be exploited in the pace,
Not
and
anymore.
now not anymore actually because of the quality of the defender and the form especially. I was hoping Kehrer made it through, and he made it anyway. Klosterman, brilliant defender, and who is in form. And what Flick actually, how can I say, um, he picked up the on-form players. Like it's kind of like going back to 2006 when like players like Balak was not even taken. Like only feet and how can I say, um, on-form players are taken right now. So that actually put them a little bit ahead, and they needed experience in all those departments. Like Sule is uh, is a great source of experience, even though he's like 27 only. Rudiger, who has already won Champions League, brilliant. He plays like a beast, especially. And so they needed those actually, like combining those how can I say, defense and uh, combining those experience and youth together. So nobody it seems like can outrun German teams right now,
Yeah.
uh,
Except
in
some.
pen and paper so far.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's move on to the midfielders. We have
Midfielder,
Julian
yeah,
Brandt.
Julian Brandt,
Yeah.
yeah,
Go ahead.
from Dortmund. Goretzka, another obvious choice from Munich. Gundogan, obviously, City. Mario Götze. I was not sure if he's going to
Made
made
it.
it through.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but he made it anyway. But so far, I have seen Eintracht Frankfurt. Anything creative related to this team is actually going through Götze.
Okay.
So it makes sense in a way. Um, and they need one of those creative players. Their midfield is other than him is really plain,
Musiala
except
maybe.
for Musiala. Yeah, yeah, and Jonas Hoffmann, Mönchengladbach. I wasn't actually sure about it, but he's one of those player. Flick is like to how can I say, try it out when one of those players like Goretzka or any other players like injured, and he made some like really good 20 minutes run in some important matches recently. So it's not surprising to see him. Also, the Bayern Munich duo probably going to be in the first 11.
Starter. Yeah. Joshua
Yeah,
Kimmich.
Kimmich is probably one of their leaders in the midfield so far. So Yeah, and
And
actually, Flick is going to build around this team, around him, and he's fairly young, like 27, and he has huge experience, like playing 300, 400 matches already, 500 probably. So he's going to be there, and 70 matches for Germany. So he's one of those interesting guy. Uh, so anything to add
and
from?
yeah, I would like just to add Jamal Musiala. I think a lot of Spanish youngsters gets a lot of credit, but Musiala doesn't. Uh,
Yeah, exactly.
he's one of the top young talent in the world at this point.
Yeah, he's, I would say, like a little bit, not little bit, like he's there as, along with Gavi and
Pedri.
Pedri and who is it? Bellingham, probably
I
one of those
actually
players.
I actually think he's actually better than Gavi.
Yeah, I think so. That was actually surprise, but yeah, whoever playing in the German league, sometimes they don't get enough credits, compared to Spanish league or Italian league even. But what I have mentioned in my previous videos, and with like teams tactical analysis with like Frankfurt probably, or Freiburg probably, or yeah, obviously Union Berlin. I was surprised to see not to see some players from Union Berlin, but it's okay. Um, but this league is like physically as fast as, I would say, almost like Premier League. In some cases, they have to, especially this season, it's like unraving in a different way. Like so many technical games are going on. So I would love to see him like winning one of those like balls or something like that. But he's sort of like future. Uh, but if Germany wins anything in future, he's going to be there. And well, by the way, what I think about him is like he's going to replace Thomas Muller completely, because he has
Football
probably
IQ,
more IQ than, yeah, footballing IQ than Thomas Muller
and he
for
can
some
play
reason. So it
more
seems like,
He's more versatile to me. He can adapt.
mm, yeah, but when Thomas Muller was coming up, he
Yeah,
was also versatile. But Musiala is more like, how can I say, is more aggressive for some
Technically,
reason.
yeah, better probably.
Yeah,
But yeah, let's move on to the forward line. I think that's where Germany uh, has a little bit of problem.
it doesn't look that bad.
Let's go ahead and familiarize. Uh,
Yeah, of course. Yusufa Mokuku, one of those, how can I say, mm, wildcard entries in the World Cup,
he's
probably the
17.
wildcard entries. Huh?
He's 17.
And he never played for Germany before. So it's going to be a debut. And I'm pretty sure if it's their Germany is winning the first match, he's going to be there in the for his debut.
Okay.
So yeah, it's unfortunate we mentioned like Werner is not there. But so far what I've seen from Mokuku, he's not that consistent. But for if you play him for like 20 to 30 minutes, he could be actually like, he will give you more speed and consistency in a way if you are
So
counter-attacking.
is a striker or not center forward?
He can play different roles. Actually, he can play. Um, I have seen him playing in the wings when Adiami was there sometimes. So he can play as a second striker, or like one of number nines as for the second striker as well. But physically, is a little bit earlier to say. You know, he's only
17.
17. He's
Yeah.
not that actually big at all. But he can be a good second striker, also a center forward if you are playing false nine. He can pick up paces as a number nine if you are playing him in the left wings. Probably he can play that. He can switch with one of those forwards and get away. And he's one of those how can I say, breakaway players in this season for Dortmund or for any other teams, probably in one of the best players, upcoming up and coming players in the world so far.
Okay, let's move on.
Um, uh, Karim Adiami, there is nothing new to say. We have seen him how he is playing for
Dortmund.
Leipzig, and now he's playing for Dortmund. A little bit injury problem in the beginning, but
He's coming
he's
back from.
yeah, he's playing well. The last few games he was brilliant, but in the beginning of the season he was not actually that. He was missing out some easy chances, but he's getting there. Uh, Nicholas Fulkrug, I would say like a another wild card entry. I guess it's because he's one of those genuine striker. Um, like he can play like all other forward. He can shift in this up three
I've seen a
position, but
little bit of him. It reminded me of a um, almost like, I don't know. He's very good at header.
yeah,
Uh,
he's like one of those guy probably added for the last minute. Like if they're really pushing some teams, he is going to be there probably
yeah, but a little bit of Bierhoff, probably a glimpse of Oliver Bierhoff.
little bit.
Yeah,
Ganarby, different profile.
exactly.
Uh, Probably if it's like a three in the front, then he will be there, like for sure. Kai Havertz, there is nothing new to say about this player. He can play as a false nine, attacking midfielder, forward, second striker, or left uh, forward, right forward, some like any position if you want, sort of like the utility guy. Thomas Muller, probably I don't know. Um,
Everyone should
he
know
will,
him. Yeah,
yeah, of course. He's there for like two of their famous winning against Brazil and Argentina. Made his name there, and of course he's a fun guy to. How can I say? If you are supporting Germany and Bayern Munich, it's a fun guy to watch. Leroy Sané. Uh, so surprised. I was sort of like, how can I say? Um, I was criticizing German teams I remember I was taking down German fans in German bars, like sports bars. And they were sort of like, uh, he was playing at the time in Manchester City last World Cup, and he was not included in that World Cup. And I was criticizing German teams, uh, and it's good to see a little bit meritocracy there.
yeah.
Although he's playing for Bayern Munich, probably that's the reason he's there. But he's still in form. How he played with Mane this season, especially their partnership. Also, Muller has a really good understanding with him. And when Havertz was playing or Gnabry was playing, like all those first team players, they have a good understanding so far. And it will be interesting to see like a Sane, Gnabry or Mukuku or Adiami, that sort of attack. It would be really fast, fast counter attack. So yeah, that's my thought actually so far with German teams. And I was actually putting well, except for last World Cup, probably German teams actually played more semi-finals than any other teams in the world so far. So they are going to be there. I hope so.
I
Um,
hope not so,
but
but yeah,
yeah,
because
but
if they go in semifinal, anything can happen. Like they
yeah,
can actually win it if they go that far. Yeah,
yeah. I also like that from that side. It will be fun to watch them because for some reason Spain play against Brazil. I don't see Spain coming top, but if Germany plays against Brazil, I see them. That will be an interesting game, for so many reasons. What's your take on?
no, I think
Uh,
it's a it's a well improved side, and I really respect Hansi Flick a lot. I think he can he's a very good tactician. He can change a lot of things. A lot of new bloods have been incorporated. I still think the World Cup is too early for Germany. I think a year later probably would be nice for them.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
But I mean, they to me, it's they're not like hot favorites, but Germany will be always there. But I still feel that there's that the strikers doesn't have enough experience and enough goals on their back, except probably Thomas Muller we can talk about. But other than that, this team I would have said about the if Hummels was there and Sula was playing, probably a slow back line, but not anymore.
No, even I'm not seeing if they're coming up against a first team, like except for Spain,
Japan,
probably. Yeah, teams like Japan, they're not going to. Oh, they're going to play Korea or Japan?
Japan.
Japan, right?
Yeah, it'll
Yeah.
be
So
interesting.
yeah, so like they're not going to play Sole so far. I'm concerned so
Yeah,
far.
Sule will not be played at least in the Japan game.
Yeah. So yeah, like if they're coming up against this team, but also like if you see the average age of the players, so like yeah, Flick is going to building a team for the next World Cup, and what we have seen in Euro 2008 probably, that team actually after that actually there were so many new inclusion like Muller, Ozil, Khedira. Those players came coming up, so it's one of those World Cup or tournament like they can made it through semi if they can, or if they will, like they that will give them a really boost and see like and there is a possibility to see them as a champion in like two three next 2 3 World Cups or something like that.
Okay, I think we should move on.
Yeah, let's move on.